This is literally my 5th time trying to film this video because my camera's autofocus is complete freaking trash. So hopefully this will work. What's going on, Dirtbag Mafia? I hope everyone is having a wonderful Monday. Hope everyone's getting a great start to their week. What I got for you today, guys, is going to be something that is actually really important to me and something that I feel needs to be covered on this channel, guys, just based on the fact that we are a climbing-based channel. And this is something that's going to be crucial to everything that we do, kind of like moving from here forward. That being said, guys, what I'm doing now is I'm starting a new series. This is going to be a climbing gear inspection series, how to inspect each piece of climbing gear. So I think once a week, probably, I'll bring you a new video with a new piece of gear, how to fully inspect it, and how to make sure that your climbing gear is safe and up to code for all of your different outdoor adventures. And just a good way to check the wear and tear on your climbing gear and know when to retire that gear. First piece of gear I'm going to go ahead and review is the climbing harness. Now, this is going to be the most kind of fundamental foundation piece of gear. If this piece of gear fails, everything else, you know, is pretty much irrelevant. We're going to go over the different points and different things to look at whenever you are inspecting the safety of your climbing gear. Now, a lot of these principles are going to apply to all the other pieces of gear as well. So this will be just kind of like a good foundation of knowledge for all that. We're going to jump straight into it, guys. There's 4 different components on the harness that are going to be like number 1, crucial to inspect, and then there's going to be a few other things that go along with that. First thing is going to be your waist loop, guys. So the waist loop is a piece of nylon webbing that actually runs around the entire harness. Hopefully this is focusing. I could not get it to focus in like the last 4 attempts. This piece of nylon webbing here, guys, is what is going to make up the waist loop. Now this is going to run all the way around, even through like this waistband and everything. There's a piece of webbing inside of here. What you're going to want to do is just make sure that there's no like excessive fraying or anything like that, or nothing that's going to be compromise the strength of this. When it comes to excessive fraying, the kind of like comparison I like to use is going to be if it feels like a tennis ball or if it has a really soft fuzzy feeling, you're definitely going to want to take a second look at it and most likely retire that piece. So any type of like minor strings on the side here or anything like that isn't going to be too crucial, but definitely take a second look if you see anything that seems concerning. Also, you're going to want to look for like staining or any type of like chemical damage or sun damage. All that stuff is going to weaken the strength of your harness, and that's going to compromise the integrity and compromise the strength of the actual material itself. So if you can see, I do have a little bit of staining here. I'm not sure if that's something that is going to be like super crucial, and maybe just something minor, but I'm going to go ahead and look into that here a little bit later on and just see, you know, what that may be coming from. It could just be as simple as just some dirt on there that I may need to clean off. But whenever you're inspecting your waistband, you want to just make sure that since you can't see the nylon webbing, you want to like kind of just feel it out and just make sure that there's no breakage or no bunching within the waistband, because that's going to indicate that you have a problem with your webbing inside the waistband and that you're going to need to probably replace that piece of gear. The next pieces on the harness that you're going to want to inspect are your leg loops, kind of the same way as the waistband. You have a piece of webbing that's going to be attached to these reinforced points here that's going to run through your waistband, or through your leg loop, I apologize, and you're going to want to just kind of do the same thing with that. So just kind of like feel it out, make sure that nothing is broken inside there and that it's going to you know, maintain its full strength whenever you are putting your weight into it. The next point that you're going to want to check is going to be your belay loop, guys. So this belay loop, same thing as with like the nylon webbing. You're going to want to make sure that you don't get that like tennis ball fuzzy feeling. Now, if you can tell, mine is a bit frayed. It's not looking too like critically bad, but it is a little bit frayed. If I were climbing a lot more on this, I would want to probably retire it pretty soon, but this is nothing that's going to be like immediate emergency retirement of the gear. Just check that out, guys. Make sure that there's no like structural damage, there's no like cuts into the belay loop, nothing's torn, all the stitching is in place. As long as you have that, you should be okay, guys. And then definitely check this reinforced load-bearing bar tacking here. So these 2 points of stitching are going to be really important, and you want to check the back side and the front side of those just to make sure that everything is looking solid and that you don't have any like sections of stitching that are, you know, are missing. You're going to have that reinforced bar tacking all over the harness, so you want to check every single piece of that and just make sure that everything is looking good with that. Now, also check all of the stitching on the inside of the harness here and make sure that all of your components are going to stay attached together as you're using them. These are not going to be like load-bearing stitching points, but they are going to make sure that your harness stays together in one piece and is the most comfortable and most safe way to use it. Next thing I'm going to show you guys is going to be the actual buckle on the waist loop. This buckle here, and you may actually find them on your leg loops if your leg loops have buckles. Mine are actually just an elastic leg loop, but my waist loop does have a aluminum buckle on it, so you're going to want to actually pull your webbing all the way out. That way you can inspect all sides of that waist loop buckle and check for any signs of damage or any signs of like extreme wear and tear on that. First thing I'm going to be looking for is any type of like cracking on the actual metal itself. So go ahead and pull this down, inspect every single side of it just to make sure that you don't have any types of cracking. Run your finger along the inside and just make sure that there's no sharp points or any type of like burrs from whenever the rock rubs against this metal here. It can create some type of sharp edges sometimes that will interfere with your nylon webbing and potentially cut that webbing, deeming your harness completely ineffective. Check that out. Also, if you can tell here where the metal contacts the metal, you actually have these wear and tear marks there. So check those out. Make sure there's no actual cracking to the metal. These aren't going to be really anything of concern to me on this harness because they don't feel like sharp or they don't have any cracking around them. So I do believe it's just kind of like the outer coating or the paint wearing off there. So just go ahead and double check that just in case, guys. Also check all the nylon that's going in and around the buckle base there. Just make sure that you don't have any damage to that. Now if you see there's a little bit of staining here, I'm going to try to clean that up and just kind of see what it is here in a little bit. Next thing I'm going to want to check are my tie-in points, guys. These are what you're actually going to use to tie in to the harness with a rope. So these are susceptible to getting like rope burns and kind of like melting the plastic or the nylon on the outside there. Now mine are in pretty good shape. Check all the stitching around there. Make sure it's all intact. Feel in there. Make sure you don't have any like noticeable damage or any type of like core damage to that. And then check all of your reinforced stitch points here, guys. Just make sure that all the stitching's in place. That way that's not going to fall apart on you while you're using it, guys. Timing your inspection is so crucial. You want to know what to check for. You want to know the different points to look for because anything that's overlooked is a potential point of failure, guys, and something that's potentially going to cause injury to you while using this gear. For myself, personally, I have a lot of sentimental attachment to my gear. There's a lot of things I've done for the first time in this gear. There's a lot of achievements that I've accomplished in this gear, and I love using it just for that simple fact. And it's kind of like nostalgic and very, very has a deeper personal meaning to me. But don't ever let that affect how you view your gear as far as safety goes, guys. If there's any type of concern, number one rule of thumb, when in doubt, throw it out every single time, guys. That being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. The Dirtbag Mafia is super strong. And if you guys aren't already subscribed, please smash that subscribe button. Join the Mafia. Stay in tune with what we're doing. We're going to be bringing you guys a lot more climbing focused content and a lot more, like positive focused content. We're going to be leaving out all that negative stuff and kind of just staying towards our goals and staying focused on what we are here for and what our intentions actually are. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm probably going to be bringing you another video tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure yet. I am a one-man camera team, so whenever it comes to the production of this channel, it's all me. And there's a lot of people involved with like being in the videos and stuff like that, but whenever it comes to actually making the videos, I'm a one-man team, so it is tough. I work a full-time job and stuff like that. So if I don't post a video one day, then don't get mad at me. Don't worry, I am still here. I am still going to be making you guys some sweet content. So stay tuned for that, guys. I will be seeing y'all tomorrow, and thank you so much. Peace.